Hello, thank you for watching this presentation on how to get the most out of your Yelp and Tripadvisor channels. We'll be diving into the fundamentals, best practices within both of those channels. This is a virtual workshop and is brought to you by the Visit St. Pete-Clearwater team in an effort to help our community businesses maximize their exposure digitally as visitors return to our area. My name is Josh Ray. I'm the program specialist for Miles Partnership and look forward to diving into this presentation with each and every one of you. And part of our work and efforts and teaming up with the Visit St. Pete Clearwater team, our members at Miles Partnership went through and did an evaluation of businesses on both Yelp and Tripadvisor, where we went through and made note of which businesses were not claimed, as well as which businesses had COVID-19 updates specifically shared from their listings within Yelp and Tripadvisor. And on top of that, within Yelp, what businesses had included their most up-to-date and recent hours. Now, we shared that information with the Visit St. Pete Clearwater team. They're up to date on that information and therefore will be reaching out. They'll be doing some outreach to businesses that might need some help, businesses that are missing that information. So you should be hearing shortly from the Visit St. Pete Clearwater team regarding whether or not your business might need some help in terms of those specific points or details in Yelp and TripAdvisor. Now, what we're going to cover today, specifically claiming your Yelp listing, Yelp best practices, cross-channel photo optimization. So photo best practices and tips that work for both TripAdvisor as well as your Yelp listing, claiming your TripAdvisor listing, and then TripAdvisor tips and tricks. So basic information specific to COVID-19, as well as much more. So the first question we want to ask today is Yelp important to your business? And the simple answer is yes. With 73 million unique monthly visitors or monthly users on the Yelp mobile app and over 100 million unique monthly users on their desktop site, we would say that Yelp is important to your business. In fact, Yelp offers more than just restaurant reviews. So you might think of Yelp as only a restaurant review site, but in fact, they include home services, healthcare providers, and the hospitality industry, among others. Those are all featured within Yelp's products. Now, 45% of customers are likely to check Yelp reviews before visiting a business. And 35% of people searching on Yelp will make a visit to the site they check within 24 hours. So again, your Yelp listing is important to your business. First step to getting access to managing an effective Yelp page is to claim your listings. That's what we're going to get into here. The benefits of claiming your page go beyond just branding. Businesses who claim their page and provide detailed business information are more likely to get engagement from potential customers on Yelp. That includes more calls and more website clicks. So step number one to claiming your business on Yelp is to go to business.yelp.com to begin claiming your business listing and click on that red button that says Manage My Free Listing. Step number two, you'll have to fill out your zip code information as well as your business name. And then once that happens, Yelp will either ask you to go in and confirm the business or have you claim a new business within their product there. So step number three, fill out your business information if creating a new listing. So if there's no existing listing on Yelp, go ahead and fill out this information here to create a new listing within Yelp's product. And in step number four, create your business account. So be sure to include your first name, your last name, email address, and create a unique password for that account. That is going to be the account that you will then use to log into Yelp in the future to then gain access to managing your listing. Step number five, verify your account. So what will happen is you'll get an email or phone call to the number listed on your listing. So as you're creating that listing, be sure that you're including a phone number that's active and works, or an email, along with an email that is active and working as well. And that way Yelp can email you for that confirmation email. And then from there on, you'll be able to continue with getting your account all set up. Now, once you've claimed your business page, you'll be able to respond to reviews with the direct message or public comment. We'll get into some best practices between the two of those options there. Track user views and customer leads. Yelp is generating for your business. You'll be able to then add photos as well as a link to your website. So tell a bit more of a story from your Yelp listing. And then be able to update important information such as your business hours and your phone number. That's important and critical information that future customers are looking for when visiting your Yelp page. If you don't have that included, it's a missed opportunity. Troubleshooting, if there's no option to claim the page, filling out your business information, maybe you run into some problems during that claim your business option and step process, you can reach out to Yelp support. Some of the reasons you might run into some problems is it may be because the listing has already been claimed by somebody else, or it could also be because the page was recently submitted and is therefore pending approval. So maybe you had another employee or a coworker that created a listing for your business and that's still pending approval. That could be what's triggering the reasons why you're not able to get your business listed within Yelp. So from there on, there's an option here to reach out to Yelp's business page help, specifically in their support page. We've got that link included here. So you'll just fill out the business name and then near or the state and town or city that your business is located in, and then work with Yelp on getting that business of yours claimed. Okay, some Yelp best practices. First step is to complete your business information. And what that looks like is consistency among your name, address, and phone number across all products and channels out there. So if you are managing your Yelp page and you're managing the Tripadvisor page and managing your Google and your Facebook and your Instagram, make sure that you have consistency among all of the different channels, that the name, the address, and phone number is the same across all of those channels. And then within Yelp, continuing to build out all of the other pertinent information within your basic information. Now, you can also provide full details of your services. So take the extra step beyond just including your basic information and include whether or not you're locally owned and operated. Maybe you're a certified professional, 18 years of business experience, family owned and operated, free estimates, and so much more. There's a lot of different highlights and amenities that you can include for your business. So make sure that you're going through and including all of those so people can search for those specific highlights or make a more informed decision on working with you or buying from you based off of the information you include on your Yelp page. There are also specific COVID-19 services that are included within there as well, so be sure to include those because people are looking for that type of information nowadays. Now, back in March, Yelp did release a new COVID-19 update feature so that businesses can share information directly on their listing. So that information is public facing. People can look at that and read that as they're looking at your business within either the Yelp app or using the web feature as well. They'll be able to see what you're doing specifically to combat COVID-19, what sanitation practices you've incorporated into your business, and so much more. Now, for some additional health and safety updates opportunities, there's ways for you to expand details surrounding operations during COVID-19. So you can include that information on things like, are you operating takeout, delivery, drive-in, curbside pickup, maybe outdoor seating. You'll also be able to include a banner message for your page that can be custom written. So you can write a specific banner message that lets customers know or future customers know what you're doing to, again, combat COVID-19 or how you're responding to it. And then you can also feature offerings and additional safety measures. That's an opportunity to include from your Yelp page. Some additional health and safety updates. These are information regarding that. Not only can you make those updates for your business listing, but it can also be confirmed by customers. So if you haven't gone in there and done that yet, it might have already happened and might be existing information already included on your Yelp page, and that could have come through customers confirming those different health and safety updates. Also, your listing identifies the last time your hours were updated. And so as you'll see in this example here, hours were updated 2 months ago. 2 months is not unreasonable, but a lot can happen. As we all know this year, a lot can happen in a couple days. And so I would just go through if obviously if your business hours have changed in the last month or a couple weeks, be sure that you're updating that here. Make sure you're updating it on your other channels out there as well. It's important information for someone to make an informed decision to visit your business. Plus, we all know how annoying it is to show up at a business thinking that they're going to be open and then find out that they are in fact not open, even though it says on their Yelp page that they're open. Not a fun experience for the customer. The number one question from customers regarding Yelp listings is whether or not a business is open. And so there's a note here to keep your hours or your regular hours current. So remember, make sure that you've updated that if your hours have since changed, maybe since the last time you updated your hours. There's also an option for special hours. So if your business is changing hours for holidays or events, or maybe you're doing construction, something like that, make sure that you note that with special hours, and that way Yelp can deliver consistent and correct information to future customers. Another opportunity within your Yelp page is to incorporate check-in offers. Now, this is a fantastic opportunity to reward customers with special offers when they check in. This is specific to the mobile app, so when they're in your business, they can look up your business and leave a review maybe while they're in there. Hopefully that will encourage them to review your page on Yelp. But also once they check in, maybe they'll receive a specific discount for their purchase. And so you'll see an example here of 25% off your order. Pretty substantial discount. I would be pretty happy about getting that just based off checking in. You can ask people to check in on Yelp. However, Yelp is very specific in not asking people to leave reviews. So we'll get into that here in a little bit, but you can ask them to check in. When they do, they'll receive the discount. They can use it. It's a great way to build customer loyalty, as well as drive measurable results. You are able to view the number of check-ins to your business and the number of reviewed or redeemed check-in offers. And so you'll be able to measure kind of how that's working for your business, and maybe you can up the discount to help drive more traffic to that. And in relation to that, hopefully people will review your Yelp listing while they're in there checking in as well. Maybe that'll encourage more future reviews. Increasing, and speaking of reviews, we're going to talk about increasing your reviews, but not by asking for them. That's a very specific rule inside of the Yelp product. Grow positive reviews. So how to go about doing that? First, you want to focus on great customer service. Really, it starts there. Make sure that your staff is up to speed on all things for your business, that they're aware of all the different COVID-19 protocols and regulations in your area, that they're adhering to that, that they are gracious with customers, things like that. It goes a long way. So remember, it starts with great customer service. There's a couple other opportunities for ways that you can kind of encourage reviews. One of them would be to put one of those little helpful Yelp stickers and signage throughout your restaurant, just mentioning that we're on Yelp type thing. But remember, do not ask for reviews. This is a very specific rule inside of Yelp. So we do have a screenshot including some tips to avoid hurting your Yelp rating. This is specifically coming from Yelp. So we're just going to kind of read through these here. First off, don't ask customers, mailing list subscribers, friends, family, or anyone else to review your business. So I don't think I'll have to say that again. All of you are probably pretty aware now. Don't ask people to review your business on Yelp. Don't ask your staff to compete or collect reviews. Sorry, don't ask your staff to compete to collect reviews. Don't run surveys that ask for reviews from customers reporting positive experiences, and then don't offer freebies. So freebies, discounts, or payment in exchange for reviews. It will turn off savvy customers. And Yelp actually has a consumer alerts program to let people know that about businesses that are engaging in that type of activity. It can lead to issues with your business not being listed on Yelp, and you don't want to miss out on this opportunity to expand your exposure online using Yelp's products. In terms of requesting the Find Us on Yelp sticker, you can go to the link that we have included here. That will take you to the form, and then once you fill out the form, Yelp will then send you one of those fancy dancy little Find Us on Yelp sticker, and then you can put that in a strategic place throughout your business. And hopefully that will remind your guests, your customers, to go in and leave a 5-star review on your Yelp page. On top of that, there's the fancy dancy little Yelp favicon. Favicon can be used in the footer of online materials like your website or emails as a quick shortcut to direct customers to your listing on Yelp as well. Now, some tips for responding to reviews, both positive and negative, because it is important to respond to all reviews. Make sure that you are building in time to go in and respond to reviews. It could be a couple minutes a day, depending on the amount of reviews that your business receives. It could be a couple minutes a month. And that's all it takes. But make sure that you have some time allotted. That way reviews aren't going left unresponded to. Now, within Yelp, there's an opportunity to either publicly comment or publicly reply back to reviews. You can also direct message. And so you can kind of use those for two different reasons. I like the idea of public comment because it shows future guests and customers that you are an active participant, that you're engaged with your listing, that you are hearing people's stories, that you are reading through the positive and the negative reviews, and again, that you're engaged with those communications. Now you can reply to a review via direct message, especially if it's a very negative review. It might be worth kind of handling throughout the direct message format. That way you don't get into a long thread of back and forth between you and that customer that can be publicly read. So there's some benefit to that. But you'll see at the last note here, step 6 or tip number 6 is to ask the customer or the guest to contact you offline if resolution is needed. So I would recommend using public comment or a reply. That's public facing. You include your name that you mention, or you're specific in your response to the review and the issue that they had or that they experienced. And then you ask them to contact you offline, have them call you, and that way you can resolve the issue over the phone versus, again, on a public thread that people are going to inevitably read. Now, some additional tips for responding to reviews: start by thanking them for the review. Hey, thank you for the lovely review. Hey, thank you for coming by. Those types of things. It's a great way to start your reviews, responses. Highlight something positive said in reviews. So if you can find a specific point or something to mention in your response, that's helpful as well. I think it's really just kind of going the extra step and showing people that you do care that they left a review. Address concerns or share your business philosophy. If you make your food a certain way and people made note of that but left you a poor rating because of that, you can share your philosophies. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't like the dish. We actually prepare it like that very specifically because that's what our family has done for multiple generations. And you can kind of share your business philosophy in that way in your response to reviews. And then invite the customer back to your business. So remember, don't ask them to leave a future review during that time, but or if they come back to your business, but hey, we'd love to see you back here. Maybe try number 5 on the menu or something like that. Okay. So that's kind of your Yelp optimization checklist and or Yelp optimization tips and tricks in a nutshell. Here's your checklist. So claim your listing, create a new listing if necessary, complete the basic information, utilize COVID-19 specific messaging, update and maintain your business hours of operation. Remember to use those special hours if that's applicable to your business. Utilize check-in offers. So build customer loyalty by using that feature there. You can, again, tell people, let them know, hey, if you check in, you'll get 25% off. That's totally okay. Just don't ask for a review. And then request a Yelp sticker for your business, or utilize that favicon on your website and social, email, things like that. Monitor and respond to reviews, and then upload photos. So specifically talking about photos here, these are some cross-channel tips that will work both on Yelp as well as Tripadvisor. These best practices entail uploading photos frequently. So one of the issues that we find to be pretty common is when managers and owners and employees are setting up business profiles on Google, they're setting up Yelp listing pages, and they're setting up Tripadvisor listings, that they'll set up the account or set up the listing, include some photos, and then never touch the photos ever again. They'll never upload new photos. They'll just leave the same photos in there for years and years, which that is not the way to go about getting the most out of these different pages. Be sure that you're uploading the latest and greatest, that you're sharing new updates for photos. If you've got a new outdoor seating option, you've got a new menu item, a new product in your store, share that from your Yelp page as well as your Tripadvisor page. You're also able to add captions in both of these products. So within Yelp and Tripadvisor, you can add a caption to each of the photos. You're not able to do this in GMB or Google My Business. So this is a great way for you to kind of tell a bit more of a story. So you can let people know what they're specifically looking at by including captions on the photos that you upload to your Yelp and Tripadvisor listings. Don't use stock images. This happens, and we all know what it looks like. So stay away from including stock images on your Yelp profile or Yelp listing and your Tripadvisor listing. Make sure that you're shooting photos of your actual business, from inside of your business, of the products in your business, the rooms, whatever it might be. But you want them to be real and actual photos of your business, and authentic. And then lastly, just tell the full story. You can help do that with including captions, but also shooting photos of your entryway, of your check-in desk, of your lobby or your foyer, or your outdoor dining area, or your rooftop bar. Make sure you're shooting photos that show and encapsulate really everything that your business has to offer. Now, specifically talking about Tripadvisor, the first step here is going to be claiming your listing, but first off, we'll dive into some numbers specific to Tripadvisor. Now, Tripadvisor has 463 million unique visitors monthly across mobile, desktop, and app platforms. So that's a combination of all three of those platforms there. According to a customer survey in May 2020, users have spent up to 5 hours in the last week planning their trip post COVID-19. So people are excited about travel, especially after quarantine. They want to get out, they want to experience new places, but they, for a long time, we're stuck at home. And so a lot of people were doing research online. They were turning to tools like Tripadvisor and Yelp to get information about businesses and things to do. In fact, 53% of the respondents said that they would do more research when planning their trip post-COVID-19. They will actually want to know what the destination is doing to combat COVID-19 and what the businesses inside of that destination are also doing. And starting with sharing that information on your Yelp, Tripadvisor, and Google listing is the best thing to do. So first off, you'll need to get access to your Tripadvisor listing if you don't have access already. So you'll have to go through and claim your listing. We have those steps as such. So step number one, visit tripadvisor.com/owners. And then step two is to type in the location and name of your business, kind of like we looked at with the Yelp tricks and tips. Claiming your listing, step number three, if your business exists on Tripadvisor, select claim your free listing. So you can just click on that button here. And then step number four, validate your listing. So you have to validate it. The process in validating means you have to verify your identity. And so you'll either do that with a phone number, email, or you can actually verify through the credit card, which is kind of a confusing process. You got to make sure that the credit card is tied to the owner of the business. And there's a couple steps you don't want to miss in that process. So therefore, our recommendation is go through and verify via the phone or email. Phone's going to be probably one of the easiest, along with email as well. So as you can see, these examples over here, Tripadvisor will call the phone associated to your account, and then you'll go through, confirm your phone number, extension if applicable, and then Tripadvisor will give you a call, enter that verification code, and then submit the code, and then boom, you're on your way to having a claimed Tripadvisor listing. Now, if your business does not have a Tripadvisor listing, meaning it doesn't exist on Tripadvisor yet, you can list a new business, just like we looked at with Yelp as well. You just go to Get Listed New or tripadvisor.com/Get Listed New, and then go about creating your new listing on Tripadvisor. You'll have to go through and verify as well. That is going to be the process in getting access to either a new listing or getting access to an existing listing. Now, you might have some problems getting access to a claimed listing on Tripadvisor, so we've included the support link in this deck as well. So you can click on that or go to tripadvisorsupport.com/HC/EN-US. And then you can utilize the Help Center for more resources on how to gain access to a claimed Tripadvisor listing. Now we're going to dive into some page info optimization, specifically here listing information. Just like we talked about some photo options that are cross-channel best practices. We're looking at that here where in the Yelp section, we discussed the name, address, phone number, consistency. Make sure the same thing goes for your Tripadvisor listing. You have the same name, the same address, and the same number listed on your Tripadvisor page. Add your contact information, so email, phone number, address, amenities, and highlights. So make sure that you've included those specific details, hours and special hours, and then you're also utilizing COVID-19 tools and messaging. So each one of these different products kind of has their own way of sharing information about COVID-19. And you can kind of see what that looks like here with this screenshot, specifically talking about travel safe during COVID-19. So what you can expect during your visit as a consumer, as a visitor, this business has said that face masks are required for staff in public areas, hand sanitizer available to guests as well as staff, socially distanced dining tables, staff required to regularly wash hands, and more. So those are all the things that that business is doing to respond to COVID-19. You can share that from your business once you first have claimed your business and then have access to it. Be sure to include your COVID-19 responses. On top of that, you're also able to share an update via the update feature. And this can be a specific message or a tailored message to what your business is doing, again, to respond to COVID-19. So we would recommend going in and setting up this COVID-19 response message from your business profile or business listing. Tripadvisor has also added an accommodations filter that allows customers to only look at lodging that are taking safety measures or have included the safety measures on their listing. So these screenshots kind of show that experience as a user. You can go into the Tripadvisor product and look at all the hotels that have taken the extra step to including their safety measure details on their Tripadvisor listings. So be sure that you're one of those businesses that has done this. You might remember we went through during our program and working with the Visit St. Pete-Clearwater team, the process and figuring out who has done this in the area, what partners have included COVID-19 specific responses and safety measures. We made note of those accommodations properties in Tripadvisor. So if you haven't done this already, be sure that you're taking the extra step to include those safety measures on your Tripadvisor listing. Now, an additional opportunity to just kind of expand the information inside of your Tripadvisor listing is to write a detailed description. This means, basically giving a full overview of what your business is known for. Be sure to use and incorporate keywords that people might search specific to your business, and really just do a good job of telling the full story of your business in your description. Remember what you're known for, what people say about your business, maybe a bit of the story of your business, things like that can all be specific details that we would recommend that you include in your description. Now diving into Tripadvisor reviews. Reviews are also a big component within the Tripadvisor product. So be sure that you've created a policy or a plan to respond to reviews. In fact, reviews are one of the most important sections in your Tripadvisor profile, if not the most important section in your Tripadvisor profile. It's one of the most influential review sites, and it's actually the third largest share of reviews online compared to Yelp and Google. So Tripadvisor is important to still pay attention to. You might not prioritize it as much as you will Yelp or Google because of those reasons. It doesn't get as much traffic as those other products. Doesn't mean you should leave it unmanaged. Have a plan. You can set up review alerts in your settings, and that way you'll be alerted when reviews are posted, and you can respond to those promptly. Now, like we saw with the Yelp example, you're able to request a Tripadvisor sticker to remind people to review you within the Tripadvisor product. You just go to tripadvisor.com/sticker request, and then that way you can include those stickers for your business. And then businesses can also download a widget to be utilized on their website to encourage customers to leave reviews about their visit or about their experience at your business. So you can go to tripadvisor.com/widgets to explore the different widget opportunities available for your business. Now, when it comes to creating a policy, we recommend creating a policy that incorporates responding to all reviews, just like we talked about with Yelp. So go through and respond to all the positive and negative. You can use some of the tips and tricks included in the section where we talk about responding to reviews in the Yelp section. But inside of Tripadvisor, it's also important to flag reviews when necessary. You might have a 1 out of 5 star or 1 out of 5 circle included in your review or in someone's review, but maybe not a whole lot of detail about their experience or maybe no details, that would be an example of a review that I would flag on my business page. On top of the reviews inside of TripAdvisor, you just want to make sure that you're going through and responding to them promptly, that you are you have a bit of a personal touch included on your reviews, and that you're really doing the best that you can to manage your reviews, encourage more and more reviews by setting up this, including a sticker on your listing or inside of your business, including widgets on your website and more. So now driving into TripAdvisor reviews. You want to make sure, first off, that you create a policy for responding to reviews within your TripAdvisor page. In fact, TripAdvisor, the review section is probably arguably one of the most important sections in the TripAdvisor product for your business. It's the third most checked review site by consumers and has the third largest share of reviews compared to Yelp and Google. So TripAdvisor is still relevant. It's still important to your business, and therefore, be sure that you're building in time to respond to reviews, positive and negative, and then set up review alerts in your settings so you'll know when new reviews are posted to your business listing inside of TripAdvisor. A couple ways to encourage reviews on your TripAdvisor listing is to include TripAdvisor stickers on your profile or inside of your business. You can go to tripadvisor.com/sticker request to ask for a sticker to include inside of your business. You can also utilize the TripAdvisor widgets. There's a bunch of different ways, or a bunch of different widgets to kind of choose from. But you can include these on your website to encourage customers to leave reviews about their visits. So if they're on your website, they'll look at those widgets and be reminded about reviewing your page. Now, in terms of creating a policy for responding to all reviews, that policy can look exactly like we talked about with Yelp. TripAdvisor, you can ask for reviews. It's a bit different than Yelp in that way. But also be sure that you're flagging reviews when that's necessary. If you come across any reviews that kind of meet TripAdvisor's or go against TripAdvisor's terms of services, you want to be sure that you are flagging reviews as such. So again, you can kind of follow the steps and best practices that we have for responding to reviews inside of Yelp and incorporate that into your policy for responding to reviews inside of TripAdvisor. So that brings us to a close today, covering TripAdvisor and Yelp best practices. Hope you all learned a lot in terms of what you can do to share information about your business online specific to your Yelp listing and TripAdvisor listing. Be sure to check or walk through the checklist. Make sure that you've checked all the boxes that you've included. First off, you've claimed your listing. You've included your basic information, COVID-19 messaging. You've written a detailed description incorporating keywords for your business. You've requested TripAdvisor stickers and use widgets on your website. Monitor and responding to reviews. So you turn on the settings and you're notified when reviews come in and you're responding to those promptly and quickly. And then again, that you're uploading consistently new images to your TripAdvisor listing, beautiful images, and images that really tell the full story of your business online. For more information about all of these resources and materials, you can contact the Visit St. Pete-Clearwater team. I want to thank them for bringing this presentation to each and every one of you, and I look forward to the next one. Have a great day, stay safe, and stay healthy.